midday in Banjul. This is QTV News coming to you live from the OIC venue in Bigelow, and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you very much for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. On Tuesday, senior officials from the OIC member countries commenced a two-day preparatory meeting ahead of the 15th OIC summit in the Gambia. And Gambia's Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, held a bilateral meeting with the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohammed Ali Salim Al-Kawari. And the Gambia on Wednesday joins the rest of the world to commemorate International Labour Day at the Makati Square in Banjul. And at a press conference on Tuesday, the party Secretary General of the PDOIS, Honorable Halifa Saleh, denounced the fact that the Gambia does not celebrate April 24th, also known as the Republic Day. And members of the project supporting cross-border cooperation to increase community resilience and social cohesion in the Gambia and Senegal Steering Committee gathered in the Gambia to assess the progress of implementation and the achievements. Those were your headlines, and now the news in detail. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV Midday News with me, Jul Denjai, and now to our stories. On Tuesday, senior officials from the OIC member countries have begun a two-day preparatory meeting ahead of the 15th OIC summit in the Gambia. The senior officials meeting features discussions on the documents for the sessions of the summit, which is set to commence this weekend. Momodu Lamin Choi has the details.
This is the first meeting in the lead-up to the OIC summit at the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center. Delegates from OIC member countries attended this meeting, which is tasked to lay the ground for the highlights of the summit. The senior officials are coming up with a report of the outcome of its deliberations, which will be sent to the Council of OIC Ministers of Foreign Affairs. The two-day meeting of the Foreign Affairs Ministers has started on Wednesday, during which they will review the report of findings from the OIC senior officials meeting. On Thursday, the Council of Foreign Affairs Ministers will wrap up their meeting and submit a report to the OIC summit, which is due to commence on Saturday. The long-awaited summit comes amidst the Israel war on Gaza, which has led to the killing of over 35,000 Palestinians, which is expected to be high on the agenda. In order to come up with a unified position on the war in Gaza and other problems affecting the Muslim world, the summit will feature diverse topics including the Palestinian cause, economic, humanitarian, social and cultural issues, youth, women, family science and technology, information, Muslim communities and minorities in non-OIC member states, Islamophobia, hate speech, climate change, food security and legal matters. Among the key highlights of the summit is the presentation of a report by the OIC Secretary General, which will review prominent activities, programs and projects carried out by the OIC since its previous session of the Islamic Summit Conference. The 15th OIC Islamic Conference will end with a final communique that will feature the organization's position on the various issues submitted to the summit, a resolution on Palestine, and Al-Quds Al-Sharif and the Banjul Declaration. Mahmoud Lamin Chai, QTV News.
And still on OIC matters, the Gambia's Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, held a bilateral meeting with the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohammed Ali Salim Al-Kawari. The state of Qatar provided financial support to the Gambia as the country prepared to host the 15th OIC summit. In the meeting, Ambassador Al-Kawari reaffirmed his country's support for the Gambia. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Labour Day, or International Workers' Day, is a day set aside for workers of all backgrounds to reflect on their achievements, challenges, and make demands for more rights or change of labour laws or policies. Ibrahim Agaba Cham is the Secretary General of the Gambia Trade Union.
That in view of the high standard of living, which 60% of inflation is caused by corporate greed, and therefore government needs to step in and manage prices set by the monopolistic retail seller in our economy. Since 2019, prices are skyrocketing by 18.5%, which will in the long run may create crisis due to lack of purchasing power.
This year's theme is accelerating job creation and economic growth. The Minister of Trade, Babukar Ojuv, says the theme resonates with government's development agenda.
In line with this year's theme, we recognize the imperative to transition labor from less productive sectors to those that are more dynamic and technologically advanced, fostering a labor market that is innovative and responsive to the needs of a rapidly evolving global economy.
In the Gambia, the day is observed through sporting activities, preceded with a march past and speeches delivered by the stakeholders. Sports such as athletics, track and field events, pillow fight, Gracie pole climbing, and tug of war, amongst others. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji, called on institutions and companies to invest in sports.
We want to call on institutions to invest in sports, adopt any sporting facility in the country, and invest in its development. And you would have the branding rights of your company in those infrastructures. That is one way for us to celebrate ourselves and celebrate our successes in sport in the recent years.
One of the workers celebrating the day is Abu Mas, a senior health officer at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Mr. Mas says there is a need for the introduction of minimum wage, which will at least commensurate with realities of the market.
As we all know, Gambia is a buoyant economy and it's a free market. So the salary in contrast to the daily living, there is a parasitic difference. Because to me, worldwide, Gambia is the least paid country when it comes to salary. We just sacrifice because it is service rendering country. So it's not a country that is embarked on entrepreneurship or a lot of businesses or a lot of companies here. But because we want to make the ends meet, but the salary definitely is too small.
Introducing a minimum wage system, better working conditions, and strong labor laws to protect workers' rights have been the demands of workers across the globe who sometimes stage peaceful protests, passing on resolutions for governments and employees to act. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
We apologize for the technical error there. Now we are going back to the bilateral meeting. The Gambia's Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, held a bilateral meeting with the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohammed Ali Salim Al Kawari. The state of Qatar provided financial support to the Gambia as the country prepares to host the 15th OIC summit. In the meeting, Ambassador Al Karawi reaffirmed his commitment to support the Gambia. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Bilateral meetings are regular features of international conferences attended by members of government and civil servants, and they aim to strengthen cooperation between two countries. Today, the second day of the senior officials meeting, preparatory for the 15th session of the conference held at the Sadara Kairaba Jawara Conference Center, the Gambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, held bilateral talks with His Excellency Mohammed Ali Salim Al Kawari, Qatar's ambassador to the Gambia. In the meeting, Minister Tangara expressed gratitude to Qatar for not only their financial contribution towards the hosting of the summit, but also for their overall support of the country in its development aspirations. He commended the strong bilateral relationship between the two countries. For his part, Ambassador Al-Kawari commended the Gambia's efforts towards the hosting of the current OIC summit and reasserted his country's commitment to supporting the Gambia. The state of Qatar provided support worth $1 million to help the country prepare to host the event. Diplomatic relations between the two countries started at non-resident level in 1978. In 2000, the Gambia opened an embassy in Doha, and in 2013, the state of Qatar opened its embassy in Banjul, and over the years, the two countries have signed numerous agreements. For QTV News, I am Mamadou Mbouch.
That report there will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have some more local stories for you. To stay tuned.
Q Money, your ultimate mobile money partner. Cash in now and get credit bonus up to $250. Yes, $250. Need to cash out? Dial *323#, enter your secret PIN and get your one-time password. Give it to any Q Money agent and you are done. Send money to your loved ones with a few taps. Dial *323#, enter the amount and confirm. It's that easy. Top up your cash power on the go. Dial *323#. Register your meter number and receive your token via SMS. Q Money, this is your calpe way to manage your money. You asked for it and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV Midday News coming to you live from the OIC venue in Bijilo, and I am Jul Denjai. And now to the rest of our stories. At a press conference on Tuesday organized by the People's Organization, Democratic Organization for Socialism and Independence, PDOIS, the party's Secretary General, Honorable Halifa Sallah, denounced the fact that the country does not celebrate April 24th, also known as the Republic Day, the day the Queen of Great Britain ceased being the head of state of the Gambia. And Sumana Esonyasi reports.
Despite its historical significance, April 24th has never been marked in the Gambia with a national commemoration, though the date marks when the country gained complete sovereignty from Britain and a Gambian for the first time became head of state. In marking this year's Republic Day, Honorable Halifa Sallah renewed his call for April 24th to be given the respect it deserves, saying that the date is equal to or more important than the widely celebrated Independence Day, February 18th.
As we commemorate this day without any state celebration or fanfare, each individual Gambian or severally ought to ask this fundamental question: where are we? And how are we to carve a path to a better Gambia? That is why we are having this conversation with you today.
Expanding on the significance of April 24th, Honorable Sallah says one must understand how it ushered in the end of the British monarch's executive authority or representation in our country's governance structure. Speaking on other related matters, he says his party's development program best suits the country's development needs, adding that his party can properly address the current challenges and opportunities to enhance the lives and livelihoods of Gambians.
Is this our destiny? That is the question we are here to ask. We are convinced that we can eradicate that dichotomy that plunge the vast majority of our people into the abyss of abject poverty.
The day deserves more national attention, says Honorable Sida Jata, another stalwart of Doi Party, because, he says, without the attainment of Republican status, the Gambia would not be enjoying self-determination. It was on April 24, 1970, that the first Prime Minister of the Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, was sworn in as the first President of the First Republic of the Gambia. But, symbolic dates aside, as important as they are, Honorable Halifa Sallah raises the question on how far the country has come since that fateful day on 24 April 1970. Ansman Esonyasi for KTV News.
Now, with the project supporting cross-border cooperation to increase community resilience and social cohesion in the Gambia and Senegal, phasing out in June, members of the project steering committee from both countries gathered in Banjul on Tuesday to assess the progress of implementation and achievements. Aliou Cisse tells us more.
This project, 2021-2024, is funded by the United Nations Peace Building Fund at a tune of $3.8 million and jointly implemented by the International Organization for Migration, IOM, the Gambia and Senegal, and the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Its main objectives include addressing the cause of instability and conflict in the border communities of the Gambia and Senegal, which include weak border management practices, failing mistrust between border authorities and communities. In this context, IOM, in coordination with the Gambia Minister of Interior, Gambia Immigration Department and the National Border Management Commission in Senegal, established an interinstitutional cross-border coordination committee at the level of the 4 land border posts between Senegal and the Gambia. Targeted by the project, namely Jiboro Seliti, Dasilame Tuba Tranquil, Misira Senoba, and Tabanding Pata. With the project closing in June 2024, the steering committee members are meeting in Banjul for the final convergence to review the progress made, celebrate achievements registered, identify some of the challenges encountered, and map out the way forward. Salimata Toure, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service of the Gambia, is also the current co-chair of the project steering committee.
As we already know, the geographical nature of our countries present many challenges. Nascent border management practices, which may fuel mistrust between border authorities and communities, rising transnational organized crimes, such as smuggling of migrants, arms, timber, and drugs, as well as trafficking in persons.
The establishment of the Cross-Border Interinstitutional Coordination Committee will strengthen the institutional, technical, and operational capacity of the services present at the borders and increase their cooperation, coordination, and regular exchange of information to increase security. Mandi Samasulugu, the UN Resident Coordinator in the Gambia, said the project has further built a strong foundation on cooperation through the interagency border coordination meetings, dialogues, and the social mobilization activities implemented in all the project intervention areas.
The PBF projects, including this cross-border initiative, which aims to bring authorities and communities together, are catalytic and can attract additional resources to transform and support communities, the economy, and the environment.
Some of the project's interventions anchored on the needs of the beneficiary communities include training on conflict resolution techniques, raising awareness through national community forums and cross-border community forum. It also provided furniture at 12 border posts in Senegal and the Gambia. To enhance cross-border natural resources management through community-based participated approach, 35,000 seedlings were planted and locals trained on good governance for forest and how to handle conflict and disaster in forest. However, some of the challenges include late recruitment of project staff and delayed delivery of goods and services. Co-chair Vice Admiral Umar Wat, representative of the Chief of Staff of the President of Senegal, and Dr. Mariam John, Director of Coordination, Department of Strategic Policy and Delivery, respectively, said the meeting marks a pivotal moment in their collective efforts towards fostering peace and stability across borders of the Gambia and Senegal. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Now also a 3-day training program to enhance border control posts and enhance the capacity of security officials on integrated border management in the Gambia ended in the North Bank region. Don Williams attended and this is his report.
A few months after a foundation stone was laid for the construction of a border post and 3 vehicles handed over to border management officials, training is now being provided for some of the personnel. to meet international standards in control and movement at our entry and exit border posts. Participant Usenu Chare, Customs Sub-Officer, said he was happy and assured the trainers, DCAF, that they will fully implement what they had learned on the course.
I thank DCAF for their wonderful initiative to help in building and uplifting our capacities as enforcement officers at the border. The insights gained from this training, I assure DCAF and all the moderators that it will be operationalized at the border.
Dembo Samate, the Deputy Governor of NBR, commended participants and DCAF for their commitment.
Your commitment to enhance the border security and fostering interagency collaboration is commendable and reflects a fair dedication to the safety and prosperity of our region. I would like to express my gratitude to DCAF in collaboration with the leadership of Gambia Immigration Department for spreading these initiatives. The commitment to capacity building and professional development within our borders is a clear manifestation to your passion to promote the reform agenda of the Gambia government under the leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow.
Sanakani, the North Bank Region's Deputy Commissioner of Immigration and a participant, spoke of the importance of such training and how it would benefit individuals in Senegal and the Gambia.
This program is very important for us to enable us to manage our border good and effective and efficiently. This is a program, when implemented, is going to benefit between Gambia and Senegal, so that people crossing the border will be faster, effective, and very good.
The IBM training covered a wide range of topics, including intra-service and intra-agency cooperation, migration and human rights, and the engagement of the media and border community. Mark Lynch, Senior Border Management Advisor, in closing, throws light on some possible next steps.
I've mentioned that we are in negotiations with the Swiss government for a new 3-year project, and we hope to go a long way with you on a journey to operationalize IBM, to make sure it synergizes with CBM, with the work that's being done on the National Coordination Mechanism on migration, to make sure no training is wasted, no money is wasted. Everything is synergized and coordinated.
The overall objective of the training is to help improve the efficiency, management, command, and accountability of the security sector, more specifically the Gambia Police Force, GPF, and Gambia Immigration Department, GID. Don Williams, QTV News, for Afeni.
Now, a consultation on patient and health care provider perceptions of inhaled medicines for asthma care in the Gambia was held on Tuesday to improve asthma care in the country. Jenna Basonka attended, and this is her report.
Asthma is a chronic lung disease affecting people of all ages. It is caused by inflammation and muscle tightening around the airways, which makes it harder to breathe. Asthma affected an estimated 262 million people in 2019 and caused 455,000 deaths globally. According to the latest WHO data published in 2020, asthma deaths in Gambia reach 134, or 1.04% of total deaths. The age-adjusted death rate is 15.88 per 100,000 of population. Healthcare provider and patient relationship gap, access and availability of inhalers identified as one of the major setbacks in the asthma care in Gambia. Here is consultation facilitator Dr. Shami Yaya Soria.
And what's very clear in the Gambia is that asthma seems to be under-recognised and quite a low priority. So I think it's a really important area to do this work because there's a lot of work to be done to try and improve things for asthma patients here. Awareness
Raising at community level remains a major component to reduce the myths and stigma associated with asthma in some settings. Dr. Bintunjai from MRC Gambia is part of the participants in the consultation.
I have to admit my asthma knowledge myself, I feel like it's a bit I can improve, and I feel like that's a reflection on a lot of healthcare workers. So yeah, asthma needs a bit more attention, and that's why I'm here.
So, what is the way forward to improving asthma care in the Gambia with limited access and availability of asthma care in the Gambia?
Even in mild asthmatics, consistent use of an inhaled corticosteroid, so that's the pump, but it has a steroid in it, it's not the blue one, improves asthma and asthma care. So you can halve death rates and you can reduce hospital admissions by 1/3 if you put patients on that inhaled corticosteroid. And GINA now have put that in their global international guidance as a first line of treatment for asthmatics, so even mild asthmatics.
In commemorating World Asthma Day 2024, which falls on the 7th of May, the Global Initiative for Asthma has selected the theme Asthma Education Empowers. The Global Initiative for Asthma emphasizes the need to empower people with asthma with the appropriate education to manage their disease and to recognize when to seek medical help. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
That report there by Jennifer Sonko brings us to the end of this news bulletin. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. On Tuesday, senior officials from the OIC member countries have begun a 2-day preparatory meeting ahead of the 15th OIC summit in the Gambia. And the Gambia's Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, held a bilateral meeting with the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohammed Ali As-Salim Al-Kawari. And the Gambia on Wednesday joins the rest of the world to commemorate International Labour Day. The event was held at the Makati Square in Banjul. And at a press conference on Tuesday, the party Secretary General of PDOIS, Honorable Halifa Sallah, denounced the fact that the Gambia does not celebrate April 24th, also known as the Republic Day. And members of the project supporting cross-border cooperation to increase community resilience and social cohesion in the Gambia and Senegal steering committee gathered in the country to assess the progress of implementation and achievements. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Do join us again at 8 p.m. for another bulletin. Many thanks indeed for the pleasure of your company. Do have a nice day. Bye-bye.